Hello, you guys, and welcome back to Mystical Visions. So, today's video is interesting because today we're diving into some secrets. We're going to take a look at the hidden truths behind your situation. So, depending on whatever you're asking about, this reading will probably mean different things to different people, so please keep that in mind. But we're going to dive into some clarity on your situation, what's going on that you don't see coming, and also some advice on how you can deal with these unexpected things. So, as always, I've gone ahead and pre-shuffled your piles. We do have crystals today. For pile 1, we have a jade. For pile 2, an amethyst. And for pile number 3, we have a carnelian, which I hope we can focus on. Thank you. So, as always, if you find that this reading resonates and is helpful, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps the channel out so much. And I'll give you some time with these piles to see which one calls to you intuitively. Timestamps, as always, are in the description below. And without much further ado, I'll see you at your reading. Pile number 1, hello, welcome to your reading about the hidden truths behind your situation. So if you picked this jade crystal, then this is your reading. Welcome, hello. So the way I've laid these cards out is these first 2 cards, this card and clarifier, will give us some insight into your situation. So you as the viewer could look at this as confirmation of whether you've picked the right pile for you. And if you have, then we can dive into the next 3 cards and 3 clarifiers, which will tell us the hidden truths and explain all of it to you. And finally, we'll take a look at this oracle card where I will be reading from the book. I don't usually do that for this deck, but I felt called to today, so here we are. But we'll take a look at this card for some advice on your situation and how you can deal with the unexpected outcomes. So, without much further ado, let's dive in. What is your situation all about, pile 1? We have the 7 of Wands. Are you working extraordinarily hard right now, pile 1? Oh, my voice just cracked real ugly there. I'm so sorry. Are you working extraordinarily hard right now? It feels like you're putting in a lot more effort than you think you should be, at least given what you're getting back for it. To clarify, we have the Lovers in reverse. Yeah, this definitely feels like an unbalanced situation. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's about love. It feels more like it's about reciprocity. It could be in a relationship, but I'm getting more work vibes here. I feel like you're working extremely hard for very little reward. And of course, like, not everyone watching this works, be it by choice or not. But it could just mean the effort that you put into your day-to-day, into your role as a person in society. It feels like the work you're doing is not proportionate to the rewards you get for it, if that makes sense. And maybe this is something you've struggled with for a while and you've been trying to manifest better, but it's not working out. You've been trying to find a situation that suits your lifestyle better and it's not working out. And perhaps you're here to see if there's a lot more going on under the surface that you're simply not seeing from where you are, from your vantage point right now. So if that sounds like your situation or close to your situation, then let's dive into the secret truths and why this situation is the way it is, And what are you not seeing? So, the first card we have. That's crazy. We have the Lovers from both decks, both in reverse. Wow, okay. What's going on here? Gemini, the Lovers is Gemini energy and it's in reverse. And Gemini is all about communication, especially like fast-paced communication. Do you struggle to communicate? Or perhaps you're choosing not to because you're worried about what will happen if you do communicate, how unsatisfied you are with your situation. To clarify, we have the Six of Pentacles also in reverse. Now, the Six of Pentacles, there's a lot of sixes. There's 3 sixes and a 7. Interesting. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles upright talks about being generous, being helpful, and being kind. And it feels like you're in a position where you're not able to give anymore because this is in reverse, right? It feels like you're in a position where you have nothing more to give, but you're also not communicating that with the people around you or with the people that you work with or people whom you are helping. And as a result, it feels like you're fast approaching burnout, pile 1. But one of the hidden truths here is quite simple. And I'm not saying it's easy because, hello, none of us are taught how to communicate. But it is simple. And it is that you're simply not communicating just how bad it is, just how difficult it is. You might be hyper independent. You might be the kind that's like, I don't need help. I don't need breaks. I can do all of it all by myself. And I think you're in a place now where you're starting to realize that actually years and years of doing that is starting to take a toll on your mind, on your body, on your health, on your psychology, all of that. But you feel like you've pushed yourself into a corner where you've refused to accept help or refused to take a break for so long that you might worry it might look bad if you ask for it. Because with this Six of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like you think there is no help out there or there's no one out there who's willing to help you. But I think that is mostly something your mind has made up as a protective mechanism. The reason a lot of us tend to be hyper independent is because we worry that accepting help makes us look weak or makes us obligated to other people, and as a result we just decide not to even ask for it. And with the Lovers, with that Gemini mental energy, it does feel like your mind has kind of come up with this narrative of I don't need anyone or anything, and it's like you're finally seeing that that's not a healthy outlook on life. Next, we have Strength, also in reverse. Lots of reversals for you. This is not how you expected this situation to go. And with the Strength in reverse, interesting, 6, 7, and now we have 8. You definitely feel like it would be showing weakness. You might be someone who grew up in a very, I don't know a better word for it, but a very chauvinistic era or a chauvinistic environment where showing weakness is not allowed, and you need to be strong at all times and you can't ask for help and you can't be seen as slowing down or anything like that. And you may have internalized that narrative to the point where it's starting to really affect your well-being. And it's like, what's the point of any of these narratives if they get in the way of you being happy, right? To clarify, we have the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, see, It's the Five of Pentacles is the energy of being left out in the cold, being abandoned, being forgotten. And it does feel a little bit like you've been thrown to the wolves. And although that may not strictly be true, that's kind of the mindset you're operating from right now, I think, pile one. But the hidden truth here is the reason you give yourself for not asking for help, the fact that you might look weak, is what is actually making you feel weak. That's like the great irony here, is that you could be in a much better position. You could be out there working with people instead of working all by yourself. You could be out there getting the support that you need. If it's not work, say you're a homemaker and you're simply not able to handle the load of doing all of the chores and watching the kids or whatever it is you do, and you fear that you might be looked down upon for not having it all together. But the irony is that that fear of you looking like you don't have it all together is kind of making you not have it all together. Does that make sense? Next, we have the world. Oh, that's a good sign. The world, the universe. There is help out there. The world is made up of people who are just like you, pile one, who have been through the same struggles as you have, and who are more than willing to step in and pick up the slack if you're not able to do it. And it's okay to not be able to do it, right? Do you see in this card, there's two people leaning onto each other for support, and together they are balanced, together they are happy. If one of them were to, move away, move out of the situation, the other would fall over. Just because you're asking for help, doesn't mean you can also not help them back. Oh, that was not English, I'm sorry. Just because you might ask someone for help, doesn't mean that you're the only person receiving in that situation. Not only do people receive a lot of, what's the word? Validation? No, it's quite rewarding to help others, is what I'm trying to get at, right? And so when you ask for help, you're giving people the opportunity to feel that sense of reward. But at the same time, it also opens you up to be able to help them in the future in whatever way they need. So it feels like you're operating in a very me versus the world mentality. And that is just very unhelpful, because you're assuming that the world is going to judge you for not having it all together. Meanwhile, the world is out there begging you to let them help. Right? And that's why this Lovers is in reverse twice. Because there are people out there who will match your energy, who will really be good counterparts for you in this mission. But simply because mentally you've kind of decided that no one's going to help me, or I'm not worthy of help, or whatever it is, it'll be weak to ask for help, or whatever. It's all in your mind from years and years of conditioning. But the world is out there desperate to help you. To clarify, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay. This might come from a fear of distrust. It might come from a fear that you cannot trust anyone, or people are only out there to get you, or there's no honesty in this world, there's no good people left in this world. And quite frankly, I disagree hard, because I would say the people that exist on this planet now are some of the absolute best that we will ever have, that we've ever had, rather. Because a lot more people are awakening to the injustices going on. A lot more people are awakening to the softness of life, the gentle era is what I want to call it. That's where we are now. And a lot of these beliefs feel quite outdated, to be honest. So it does feel a bit like you may have trust issues where you fear that if you ask for help, it's just going to be thrown back in your face. And that may affect how you view the entire world through that lens. But honestly, Pile 1, there are good people out there. And it's funny that that's coming out as the hidden truth, because it almost feels like your worldview has been so warped from such an early age. Apologies about the dogs outside if you can hear them. They're going absolutely crazy. But I feel like your worldview has been warped from such an early age where you kind of come from a place of just complete distrust, complete hyper-independence, almost loneliness even. And as a result, when you're feeling like, life's a struggle, everything is just falling apart, I'm not able to do this all by myself, you almost kind of stop yourself from asking for help out of this fear, out of this distrust of people. So that is definitely something that you probably haven't thought of. But it's playing a huge, huge part in your situation and in why you've managed to end up with so much on your plate. But Pile 1, the world is made of people who are exactly like you. There are probably billions of folks who have been through the same situation as you, who have grown up in the same situations as you have, and who are currently or have been previously where you are. And they are more than happy to help. You just need to reach out. That's all it is. Okay, so let's take a look at your advice. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Beautiful. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of healing that could be coming your way if you simply took the time to, say it with me now, to ask. But let's go ahead and read this from the book. Now, this contents page is a little weird because it's not alphabetical, and that's like my least favorite part about this deck. But 106, there's a lot of 7s here. There's 7 here. This is a 7. There's a lot of 6s. There's 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. That can mean something. This is page 106, which is 7. So, transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. You are not who you were a year ago or who you will soon be. You are in between, emerging, half risen, half falling. Keep doing the work. You are transforming. Saturn and the Black Madonna and the African goddess Oshun influence this card. Saturn represents destruction and transformation. The Black Madonna represents the underground and all that has been cast aside. And Oshun represents the tender love of the original mother. A rethreading is happening, healing at the deepest of levels. You may also need to consider some kind of emotional support as issues from your childhood may come up to be healed. Work your light activation. Say, I allow myself to receive the deepest healing and transformation for change to happen at a cellular level. This goes way deeper than you think, Pile 1, but this is absolutely important work that you need to do. Okay, so that's the hidden truth about your situation, Pile 1. I really hope this reading helped. I know it was a quick one, but I wanted this to be quick. But if this resonated, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps the channel out so much. Thank you so much for taking some time today and sharing your energy with me, letting me read for you. I do hope it was helpful. Stick around to the end of this video, to the outro, for another reading on my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Pile number 2, hello, welcome to your reading all about the hidden truths, the secret things about your situation that you don't know yet. So if you picked this beautiful amethyst crystal, there we go. You know, that's actually quite on brand. Because when I was shuffling your cards, they were absolutely chaotic. They wanted to come out in pairs specifically, but also just, they were all over the place. They were falling over. I don't know what you're going through, pile 2, but we need to ground a little bit for sure. But anyway, so the way I've set this reading up is these first 2 cards, it's a tarot card and a tarot clarifier. These are going to tell us what your situation is, and as a viewer you can use this as confirmation to check to see if you've picked the right pile. Sorry, wow. These next 3 cards and 3 clarifiers will give us the hidden truth about your situation, what's going on that you don't see. And then finally, this oracle card will tell us all about any advice the universe has for you. And for this, I will be reading from the book. I don't usually for this, but I felt called to today. So let's dive in. What is your situation even about? We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. There's a lack of emotional maturity going on. And we have the 8 of Wands. Okay, I think you're in a situation right now. Pile number 2. Let me just adjust. There we go, that's better. So, I think you're in a situation right now where you're rushing something. Okay? It's like, either you're rushing something or you're feeling rushed into something, something emotional. Like you have to make a difficult emotional decision and you have to make it really quickly. And you can't decide. Because you feel like you don't have all the information quite yet. And generally, with the Queen of Cups, if it was upright, you would say, okay, this is an emotionally rational decision because you've considered all the pros and cons. But I think this is a situation that's kind of taken a toll on you emotionally. And as a result, it feels like you're not seeing things as rationally as you could be, right? This could be something very difficult. It does feel a little heavy in my heart right now. Maybe there's a difficult emotional decision you need to make, but you're too close to the situation and time is kind of running out. So maybe you're here to figure out if there's stuff about this that you are not seeing yet. But that's okay, because that's exactly why we're here. So if that sounds like your situation, then you're in the right place. So let's dive into the actual hidden truths going on here. We have the Page of Coins. And to clarify this, we have Strength in reverse. Interesting. So, the Page of Coins talks about kind of learning about the material world, learning about physical reality. Maybe you're in a situation where this is the first time you're being faced with some difficult truths about how the world is. And as a result, it's kind of, you're starting to feel a little weak. You're starting to feel like everything you knew about the world is coming crashing down. I'll be surprised if the Tower isn't that going ahead. But With the Page of Coins and Strength in reverse, there is definitely a bit of apprehension here. Maybe you're in a situation that you want to walk away from and you can't decide whether it's worth walking away from it, because that would mean starting over. And you may not be on as strong a foundation as you would like to be if you were starting over. But I'm hearing weakness isn't a reason to stop. Weakness isn't even real, really. There is no such thing as weakness. There is simply strength or an opportunity to be strong or an opportunity to grow strong, right? I don't think anyone is really born strong. I don't think anyone is really born just knowing exactly what to do and having the courage to do it. I think this is something that you can be taught, that you are taught growing up. And that means you can teach yourself it now, even as a grown-up. I think you worry that you're not strong enough to make this difficult decision. I think deep down you know what you want, but the fear is that, what if I'm not strong enough to deal with the consequences of this decision? And with this Page of Coins being a page, I do think you worry a little bit about your standing in society or your standing as a person in this situation. Like, for instance, if you're trying to walk away from, say, a relationship or a family, you worry about, am I even in a position to be walking away? Because the page is the lowest of the court cards. And for some reason that's like really standing out to me, is you might see yourself as inferior to others in this situation. And maybe that's why you see yourself as not strong enough to walk away. So that's definitely something that's clouding your judgment right now, Hell 2. But what are the hidden secrets? We have the Ace of Swords, new communication, and we have the 10 of Swords, the ending of a cycle, beginning and ending. Yeah. Well, the thing is, beginnings and endings are so intrinsically tied together that one always leads to the other. Every beginning will come to an end, and every ending will lead to a different new beginning. It's like that alpha omega thing. It's like they're intrinsically linked. So I think this might be the answer to your fear about am I even, strong enough to start over, is you don't even have to be. It's simply the nature of life, where if you go through an ending, that is a new beginning by default. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be anything to earn a new beginning. That is simply how the world works, how energy works, how the universe works. There's a Bon Jovi song called Welcome to Wherever You Are, and I think you might find that song very healing right now. It's so old. It's so old. But there is a line there where he says, every new beginning is some beginning's end. But that song as a whole is really being highlighted to me. If you're wondering whether it's time to leave a situation, then I can't tell you yes or no. What I can tell you is that you don't need to worry about if this was the last good thing that would ever happen to you, because that's literally impossible. because of the nature of beginnings and endings, because they are so intrinsically linked together, when you voluntarily walk away from something, you're by default walking towards something else. That is just how the world works. And I think that is definitely something you needed to hear today, because I'm always getting the feeling that you worry you're walking into nothingness if you walk away from this situation. But that's not true. I'm not telling you that you should walk away from it, obviously. That's, your decision. But if this is a fear that's clouding a rational decision, I want you to let it go right now. Because it is physically impossible for you to walk away from something and then for that to lead into nothing at all. Okay, next we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. I think you're waiting for like someone to make you a better offer, to make you an offer of love in some way, where it's like, oh, if they just said this, then I would stay. Or if they just did this or did this grand gesture or showed me in some way that they can change or we can change, then I would stay. But to clarify, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Thing is, whether they do it or not won't change a single thing. Because it's not... Sorry, I'm just trying to gather my thoughts. There's just so much going on. Whether someone says they will change or tries to show you they will change, it won't make a difference. Because if you are not a vibrational match to this person or this situation anymore, the wheels will just keep spinning in the same place and going nowhere. Right? Especially something like a Wheel of Fortune, which is stuck in one place. Right? It spins. You have your highs and your lows, but it doesn't move forward. And that's not the traditional meaning of the Wheel of Fortune card. I know that, but I like to read intuitively. And intuitively, there's 2 10s here, lots of endings. But intuitively, I'm getting this sense that it's the longer you wait for someone else to make a decision for you, the longer your wheels are going to spin in place. There's also 2 8s. 8s and 10s might be a significant number for you. But August and October, might be significant for you as well. But in either case, Pile 2, no one else is supposed to make this decision for you. And I hope you don't think that that is some sort of punishment or like the universe hates you and is therefore putting you in a difficult situation. No, it is a privilege to be able to make this decision for yourself. Because for instance, think of back in the 1400s. Most people like you and me couldn't afford to make a decision of our own, right? Most people, most peasants, unless you're royalty watching this, which I'll link my PayPal below. But most people, most ordinary people, did not have the privilege of making decisions like this. And so for you to be able to exercise your mind here is something that you might want to see as a blessing, almost. This is a difficult situation, I understand. Well, I don't understand because I don't know your situation, but I can imagine this is very difficult. But at the same time, when it's time to leave and you're looking around for excuses to stay, You've already made that decision. You're simply prolonging acting upon it. Right? So, what's your advice? We have inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. What I tell you, you already know what your decision is. All you're doing is delaying acting upon it. So, let's see. I always struggle to find the right pages because these are not alphabetical. Okay, inner temple. You are being called to be a devoted student and tune into your heart, to incorporate true devotion into your life. You could be being called to develop a regular meditation, journaling, or chanting practice, or to show up to your soul with rhythm. All of the answers to all of the questions that you seek are waiting for you in the portal of your heart. But you cannot hear them unless you carve out time each day to listen. We are here to grow as souls. Earth is one big playground for the soul to learn, and you are being called to go deeper in your soul growth or to increase your devotion by being a student of a lineage or a spiritual teacher. If you're questioning your career or life path, your guides want you to turn your focus towards devotion and this prayer. Please use me in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. May my life be one big moving prayer. Beautiful. So that is your hidden truths about your situation today, pile 2. I really do hope this brought you some clarity and guidance and support. And if it did, then please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps the channel out so much. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today and sharing your energy today and letting me read for you. I really do hope it helped. Stick around to the outro for another reading on my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Pile number 3. Hello, welcome to your reading. So if you picked this carnelian, if we can focus, that would be great. Okay, apparently not. Then this is your reading. Welcome. So today we're going to take a look at the hidden truth of your situation, and what secret knowledge you're not able to access quite yet. That might help you look at your situation a little differently. And I've gone ahead and pre-shuffled and laid out your cards. These first 2 cards can be used as confirmation because they're going to give us an overview of your situation. So if you find that that resonates for you, then this is definitely your reading. If so, these 3 cards and 3 clarifiers are going to tell us the hidden truth behind your situation. And of course, at the end, we'll take a look at an oracle card. And for this one, I will be reading from the book for some advice. Okay, so without much further ado, what is your situation? We have the Star. This might be something to do with your ambition, your life goal, or just something you've been fantasizing or dreaming about for a very long time. I should mention, your cards were actually quite shy while I was shuffling. They wanted to kind of like pop out and then stay kind of hidden behind other cards, and that kind of thing. You might be quite a shy person or just quite bashful. But with the Star, I'm kind of also getting that same exact feeling of like, oh, I want this, but I'm a little shy to ask for it. You know, that kind of feeling. But this might have to do with your desires, your hopes and dreams. To clarify, we have the Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, big hopes and dreams, no idea how to make them happen. Possibly no idea how to even communicate the fact that you have these hopes and dreams. With the Page of Swords, this is someone who's learning to intellectualize. This is someone who is learning to communicate better, to use their brain better. So to have that in reverse, it feels like you're not quite sure where to begin with your goals, with the things that you want to achieve. It's like you have all these incredible dreams and emotionally you connect with them so deeply. But then when it comes to making them a reality, you have no idea what to do. And that's kind of stressing you out a little bit, I think. So if that sounds like your situation, hello, that's what we're here to fix. So let's dive into what the secrets are behind this situation. What hidden truths are you not seeing? We have the Two of Wands in reverse. This card in reverse always tells me about living in the present moment. I think part of the hidden truths here is that you might be daydreaming a little too much as a way to try and escape the present moment. I know that's harsh. I do it all the time. It's okay. I mean, it's not okay. It's not healthy, but it doesn't make you a bad person. Maladaptive daydreaming is what they call it. And it's a thing that we do when we want to escape the current situation and would rather live in our fantasies, right? So your very first advice already out the gate is to be present in the present moment. To clarify, we have the Three of Pentacles. Oh, actually, this might help you with your dreams because you might find that you are surrounded by people you could work with in order to make this dream come true. You're surrounded by potential collaborators. That's interesting. Take a look around you, Pile 3. Are there people that you may never have considered working with before that might actually be the perfect fit for your project, for your goals? Maybe there's people around you who could give you really good advice or who could find you really good jobs or find you really good work experience that would help you achieve this goal. It feels like you're already surrounded by the people that you need in order to achieve this. But because you're so in your mind all the time, maybe it's because you're shy as a person and you struggle to ask people for help because you don't quite know how to word it. Maybe you struggle with social anxiety, and that's okay. But the point is, you might be, by escaping into your dreams all the time, you might be missing out some very real opportunities that are around you right now that you could be taking full advantage of, that would actually turn these dreams into your physical reality. So the first hidden truth is definitely these people are already around you. The people who are going to make your dreams happen already around you. And you need to open your eyes and look. So next we have the Five of Coins in reverse. Yeah, you're not alone. You're not by yourself. And you don't have to be by yourself. You don't have to do this all alone. Sometimes you might feel like you're quite different to the people around you. You're quite like an outsider, like you don't fit in. And that may be why you struggle to ask for help. But the truth is, there is a warm welcome for you whenever you want it. Yes, you are different to people. Yes, you are surrounded by people who are nothing at all like you. But okay, so where was I? Yeah. So, yes, you're different. Yes, there are people who are not like you, but this might be a good thing in your case specifically, because that means they are not saddled with the same limitations as you have, as you are not saddled with the same limitations like they have, right? When we work with people who are very different to us, yes, it brings challenges when it comes to communication and, things like that, but it also brings a variety of strength. Think of it like diversifying the gene pool. yes, everyone has issues, but with our different and varied strengths, we can kind of balance out those issues. And so by isolating yourself from people who could potentially help you simply because you are not like them, you're kind of, not only are you doing yourself a disservice by not accepting help from people who are different to you, you're also doing them a disservice because you could help them out in ways that they can't help themselves as well. And I'm really getting this energy of collaboration between you and the people around you, Pile 3. But it feels like you're holding yourself back because you worry that you might not fit in. To clarify, we have the 3 of Wands. I think part of the reason you worry you might not fit in is because you think that your goals and dreams might seem a little too far-fetched to these people. But the second hidden truth here is that their dreams are just as far-fetched as yours are. It's just that you don't know about them. It's just that you haven't spoken to them about these things. But they're just as out there as you are, Pile 3. You might have a friend group where you feel isolated, where even when you're hanging out with them, it kind of feels like you are not like them. And you may have family where it feels like even though you're around them constantly, none of them understand you. And that's okay. But if you do want to work with them, if you do want to express yourself better, it might help to find ways in which you could help them understand you and tell them to help you understand them. It's all about clear communication. I know there's just one, well, there's 2 air cards here because the star is Aquarian energy. It definitely feels like a communications issue. Next we have the High Priestess. Beautiful. Yeah, there is definitely a lot of intuition here. And I think you might be quite a highly intuitive person as well. So definitely make use of that intuition when it comes to deciding which people to work with. But the High Priestess usually cuts a very lonely figure as well. She is so in her mind, in her soul, in her practice, that she often tends to shut out the world around her. Now that works for her because she already has everything she needs. But I feel like you might be a little stuck in that energy. You might be the kind of person who settles down a little too quickly, in the sense of the second something works even a little bit, that's it for you. Does that make sense? To clarify, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah. If you do that, you're not going to go anywhere. And you clearly want to go somewhere. Look, both the Swords cards are in reverse. That's because it almost feels like you want to move, you want to get out, you want to chase your dreams. But it feels like you're kind of being forced into place. But the truth is, you're not necessarily being held in place by some external, mystical, magical demon force. It is simply the fact that you won't give people the benefit of the doubt. You won't allow people to prove themselves to you, Pile 3. And I'm not saying that comes from a place of ego or like you think no one's good enough for you. It generally comes from a place of fear of, oh, but they would never understand. Have you tried explaining any of it? Have you tried talking about any of it? I do think that there are people out there who would be just so wonderful to work with, who would be absolutely incredible and who would help you race towards your dreams and your goals. but it's like you won't open up to them. And if you can't do that, then they can't help you. I definitely started recording. Okay, so yeah, it is all about communication for you, Pile 3. And a lot of that communication has to come from you. Because there's people out there just waiting to hear from you. There's people out there waiting to support you in any way they can. But they also don't want to overstep, which is a wonderful characteristic to have in friends. You know, it's a wonderful trait for your friends to have. Oh, that was a big horn. But yeah, Pile 3, you're surrounded by some absolutely incredible people. Give them a chance. Let them prove to you that they are more than just people who are physically around you, that they can actually be there for you and be what you need. So your advice card is Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms. So not only do you have physical helpers, you also have spiritual guides who are here to help you. And I feel like that might be something you've already tapped into. I think with this High Priestess energy here, you might already be working with deities, with angels, with spirit guides, all of that. And that may be why you're a little frustrated, because you're like, I've done all of it. Why am I not there yet? But you have to understand that when we want something to happen on Earth, we have to do it according to the rules of the Earth. And one of the ways the universe makes things manifest is through the actions of people. And if people are a crucial part of your soul's journey, then you must involve them in your soul's journey, because otherwise you're never going to complete it. But let's read this from the book, Council of Light, 94. If that means anything to you, might be a birth year, which, hello, you're just a year older than I am. Okay, Council of Light. The Council of Light is a team of benevolent beings who are here to assist the raising of consciousness on the planet. They are here to help you achieve your soul mission and are guiding you every step of the way. However, because we live in a world where free will reigns, they cannot help you without your permission. If you would like their assistance, it is time to ask them. The Council of Light is a team of ascended masters, light beings, angels, and guides devoted to the rising of Earth and all humanity. If you are a light worker, it is from them that you will receive your personal mission. Pray to them for clarity and guidance regarding your personal mission. Put in your requests and let them get to work. Work your light activation. Say, Council of Light, I am ready to receive your help for fulfilling my personal dharmic mission. Thank you for guiding me with clarity every step of the way and for sending me helpers and experiences that delight my mind, body, and soul. I mean, you can't make this up. Yeah, it's definitely about asking for help. Okay, Pile 3, go do that. But yeah, that's your message. That's your hidden truth about your situation, Pile number 3. I really do hope this reading helped and it brought you some clarity and support. If it did, please do remember to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the channel out so much. Thank you for being here and sharing your energy with me and letting me read for you today. I do hope it helped. Stick around to the outro just after this for another reading on my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.